Happy Hour Hustle ain't your typical podcast. It's happy hour with dogs, badass women, F-bombs, iced red wine, ADHD detours, questionable choices, and a whole lot of fun. The topics are random, the guests are awesome, and it's always a good time. Hosted by Kim Bodie, creator of Big Deal Energy and founder of 834, a communications and learning company, 19 years young. Get uncomfortable with us. It's where life is interesting.
It's that time again where I hold you captive for 30 to 45 minutes, give a live demonstration of ADHD, and interview, well, whomever I want. This is Happy Hour Hustle, and I'm your host, Kim Bodie, creator of Big Deal Energy and founder of 834 Communications and Learning Company. Today's guest is, in a word, a badass. Meredith Klein has done everything, knows everyone, and has worked at Pinterest, Walmart, and with some of the biggest names in the biz, the PR and media biz, that is. You'll see why she has a ridiculous following, launched her own company, Meredith and the Media, which, by the way, go subscribe to her Substack, and you'll see what I mean. We go deep into personal branding, her iconic hat, the importance of your network, being too much, her favorite swear word, spoiler, it's mine too, and why it's important to ignore the haters. You guys are seriously going to fucking love this episode. I would like anyone who is joining us right now to know the joy that we had trying to figure out how to get the camera on for Meredith, which I personally think everyone should have like personal IT. And it could just be like the AI chat. You know what? Maybe that's where AI is good. We can just like chat it and be like, listen, motherfucker, we can't figure out how to turn our cameras on. We're going to need you to take over this tab on our browser. We don't know how to grant you permission, so figure it out and then come along. So
typical is the power on? I remember like, you know, in my corporate years, like going up to IT and I'd be like, they'd see me coming and then be like, here we go. It was like, I'm like, nothing works. They're like, your camera was off. I'm like, oh.
God, that's so annoying. Yeah. But also things have been made more complicated. It's kind of like when you call like, you know, the internet provider and they're like, we're going to reset your modem. And you're like, that wasn't like the first thing I did. Like the first thing I did was unplugging you, asshole. Like, but sure, now I'll sit here for 20 minutes while you do that. And then I'm just gonna have to call you back because whatever. So this is why I'm so excited to talk to you, because I feel like you are a kindred spirit. And also I've already told anybody who's listening, I've already told Meredith, F-bombs are welcome. So if you were offended easily, I don't even know why you're listening to this podcast. So
click off now at this point. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So our guest today is Meredith Klein. Hence, I already told you this. But the first thing we always ask, because obviously this is called Happy Hour Hustle, is what is your go-to happy hour drink? And also, I'd like to know why.
Ooh. I'm going to have to go with Grey Goose Extra Dirty Martini with olives.
Okay.
I'm definitely a vodka girl. Grew up kind of stealing my dad's Smirnoff vodka when I was in high school, putting it in a Poland Spring water bottle and heading out for the evening. Have since upgraded to Grey Goose. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. But and then married a Russian. So look at that. I mean, it all kind of came full circle there. But that's my happy hour drink, especially when I'm feeling like fierce or fancy, or if I've had a rough week and I just need like a good drink. I can definitely throw back a Blue Moon and listen to some live music. I love a good glass of wine with my girlfriends. But if I had to pick, I definitely love a very ice cold, extra dirty Grey Goose Martini.
So no more putting it in the Poland Springs bottle, because, you know, we drank that shit lukewarm. We're like,
all the things that 99 bananas, all the shots that we took, like with our like half back shirts and like going out in the snow, like trying to catch the bus. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Important question. Are they blue cheese stuffed olives, or are they just regular olives?
So I do not discriminate. I do like both. I will gladly take either. I mean, the blue cheese is a little bit fancy, but sometimes it has a compromise on the, on the taste of it. So it depends like how bad was my work week, and like, am I going to like suffer through just, regular olives, and, as long as it's cold and very dirty, like seawater, I'm pretty good and impartial.
You're like, do I need a snack and also vodka? Then please bring me the blue cheese, as you do.
It's like Pretty Women when Kit's like at the bar, she's grabbing the cherry, the this, and he's like, Kit, this ain't a buffet, kid. She's like, what? I'm hungry,
Well, and also, yes, it is a buffet. It's like when you want to make a Bloody Mary. Like, fuck you. Don't put all of this stuff out here if you don't expect me to shove that in the other glass that I have acquired from perhaps someone else's table.
It's like this much Bloody Mary, and then like everything else.
When they let you choose, like, I mean, this is their own fault, quite frankly. So, okay, so Meredith in the media. What a good, like, I love a good alliteration. I think that's an alliteration. Please do not ask me what a verb or a noun or any of those things are, because but I love it. So the name and also the logo, which for those who like, you'll see this, everything will be linked, but it is leopard print and it is shoes. And those are my two favorite things. So
there's a lot happening there. So Meredith in the media is something that I kind of said jokingly to a friend of mine 2 years ago, because people were always reaching out to me as like a media expert. I've done comms for 20 years and I've done all aspects of comms, but media was what was really exciting for me. And no matter how senior I got, like I was still pitching and, texting reporters and having a lot of fun creating programs like Coffee with Comms when I went, in-house places. So Meredith in the media was kind of, think about it the same way that a lot of like the agency men would have set up, Richard Edelman, it's Edelman, Al Golan, it's Golan, right? Like Harold Burson, it's Burson. So for me, it was like Meredith was really important. I could have gone with something creative, like, the Under Embargoes, which I love, and Johanna's great, or Off the Record Gob, amazing, different things, or Bury the Lead, my friend Amanda. But I felt very like Meredith in the media felt important because it was kind of part of my identity growing up in the corporate world. Like it was just Meredith's with the media. So it just kind of had that ring. The profile pic actually was, I was in Austin, Texas for a Reagan Future of Communications conference a few years ago. Of course, I, obligatory, bought the hat, bought the shoes, bought this, bought that. Had a cute pic, made it my profile picture because naturally I hadn't had an updated profile picture since about 2017.
Oh, 100%.
I was like, all right, we'll use this. And then I just, when I launched the Substack, I used that photo because I was like, I need like a cute, relevant photo. Put it into ChatGPT and I said, create an animated logo and write Meredith in the media. Spits it out. I'm like, make her prettier. Is this insane? So it comes back out. And what came back out was, the woman in the brown hat, if you will. So it's a brown hat, a brown blazer, cheetah print, belt and shoes and, kind of like the red lip, the red nails, like that whole jersey look. And what I didn't honestly at the time realize was every section that I was creating for Meredith in the media. So media news, I said I would use that image and say, put a newspaper in her hand. Media moves, use this image, put a microphone in her hand. Media happy hours, use this image, put a martini glass in her hand. What I didn't realize, honestly, that I was doing was I was creating this, persona and, what people were identifying with it. And I think kind of the turning point and moment, because I just kept putting it out. I started a page. I was talking about myself in the third person. Meredith in the media is on the scene at, the Forbes, Power Women Summit. And actually the Forbes Power Women Summit was a moment for me. And this was in September. I had 3 people come up to me and say, are you Meredith from Meredith in the media? And I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, how'd you know? They're like, the hat. And I would post pictures of myself like at Forbes or at Fast Company. And everyone would be like, the iconic hat. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is like making fetch stick, like I was like, this is really running. And then a few times I didn't wear the hat because, girls, maybe I wanted to do like a Snooky poof with like a pony or something cute. Everyone's like, oh, no hat. I'm like, okay. And then it started becoming something where I'd be asked to do different appearances and they're like, you're going to wear the hat, right? I'm like, this is officially my uniform. Like I can be nowhere without the hat. So that's just kind of how it manifested. And obviously like I've been in comms, so I'm a PR person, a publicist, I'm a marketer. I know how to promote a person. I know how to promote a brand. So all those things I'm just doing for myself.
Dude, you are a brand. And that's what's so cool. And that's what I tell people is like your brand, like, yeah, in a way, like it's obviously how you present yourself, but that's what people will like the hat, like the leopard print, like that's what people associate. And what's so, and I love that you leaned into your name, because let's be honest, every white dude is who we've ever known has done that. Like, they're like, I shall name my agency after this, and all of my children shall be named. I don't know why I did that voice, but it felt fitting. But, I
It
mean, it's
sounded
just so
very
true.
like theatric. I liked it.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. And like, here's the deal:
In
is
a
like,
world where everyone has their name against, you know what I mean?
and also like, I mean, it's just badass. And think how many days you could go without like washing your hair and no one would know.
Yeah,
You
I
could
haven't
be bald
tried
under
that.
there.
I know.
Like,
You do not want, when I take this off, I'm like, I need like a Hims Hers or Nutrafol or one of those guys to like sponsor me at some point. I'm getting those little baby hairs that I got when I first had kids. I'm like, there is some breakage, but we persist.
and also like the hat does change out. Like, you have the hat. But
I have 7
okay,
hats. I have
I gotta
7.
ask how big the hat collection is, because the one that I like when you go to your homepage on your Substack, is like, I love that one. I
Thank
want
you.
that hat. So later you'll have to tell me where you got it from. But yeah, I want to know, do you have a closet just for your hats?
I do. I have, my husband has created, like, I think about posting it. Like, we kind of created a hat wall, if you will. I currently have
Mhm.
7 hats, but I do need more because when I go to different galas and events, I kind of need a little bit of an
Well,
elevated
yeah,
look. So
yeah.
if anyone wants to design, like, some, like, Swarovski crystals or pearls or
Okay.
something fancy. I do need some like fancy going out Meredith and the Media hats. But no, I
I
currently have 7, the original brown, this white one, a cream one, a black one, a red one. I have one that has like the Meredith and the Media embossed by the millinery that was created for me. And I'm probably missing one, but yeah, 7 hats.
Either way, I feel like you need a hat sponsor.
I do need a hat sponsor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that
let me
if
know if you know
anything
anyone.
comes out of this podcast, I want it to be that. I need you to have a hat sponsor. And I love that you have a red one. That makes me so happy. Like,
Red is a good color. I
yeah,
love red. Red's a power
yeah.
color. Like, I love your glasses. That's
Thank you.
definitely a vibe
Thank
and a
you.
look. Like,
Yeah.
I love that. I have reached out. I'm not going to say who, but the brand of some of the hats, I have reached out to their PR team. Haven't heard back yet. So
I
I
feel
think
like we
it's
could
a matter
call
of
them
time.
out. I mean, it's fine. We don't have to. Or I could just stalk them later. I am very persistent. But seriously, the hat is a whole thing. And I tell people that, like, when you're talking like personal brand, which we'll get into more on this, because quite frankly, you are like, I mean, you have it, you own it, you are it, and it's just badass. And like, is it's not just like standing, you have to show up the same, like in person, the same way you do online. And what people are going to notice about you is it's what you're wearing, it's the color, it's whatever, it's your thing. So figure out what your thing is and just go with it. Because
Yeah.
I'll give these talks and I'll say, hey everyone, why don't you look down and tell me what color you're wearing now? Is it beige? Is it navy? Perhaps it's gray because you felt crazy today. But there's never anything that stands out. And what stands out about you, which you did not even mean to do, which I think is even more fantastic, it's a hat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just badass. And by the way,
It's,
it takes confidence to wear a hat. People don't realize that.
it does take confidence to wear a hat,
Mhm.
like the whole thing happens. I mean, I'm in my
Yeah.
40s now, so I do have to
Yeah.
draw a line underneath my chin to give me a
Oh,
little, that kind
oh,
of
okay.
stuff. But we're working with it,
Yeah.
But I've got the confidence because, like you, Kim, I'm a real person. I'm the real deal. Like, I'm from New Jersey. I'm loud and proud. I'm super authentic. I'm incredibly loyal. I'm very excitable. I think I told a editor at Fortune, I'm like a bottle of bubbly, a bottle of seltzer, which is true, right? Like,
Mhm.
I'm genuinely excited and passionate and extroverted and optimistic. And I think for me, I attract, it's like
Yeah.
a moth to a flame. I attract those types of folks and
Yeah.
other folks too, right?
Yeah.
Who might not have like the same personality but want to be part of it. And I think the biggest thing, and I've been in comms for 20 years. There's always been a lot of gatekeeping. It's like, these are my relationships. I'm the head of comms. I'm the this, I'm the that. I've never been like that. I've always been open kimono. Let's do cool things together. The more the merrier. Strangers are friends I haven't met yet. And, for me, I think I'm transforming the way this industry, works together and sees. Like, never would a person be so open to be like, hey, like, here's how you work with Stephanie Meta. Here's how to get on, like, Stephen Bertoni's radar. Like, here's what it takes for Brian Sazi to put you on Yahoo Finance or, some of his many shows. And for me, I'm not gatekeeping anything. In fact, I'm actually opening up access to folks. And I think that's, the best part about it and why it's taken off, because people are like, wait a second, I might never have the chance, to interact with someone like an Andrew Edgecliffe Johnson. Now you do. You get to know him a little bit as a person. You get to hear about his career, what makes him tick, what's driving his coverage, some of the new stuff that he's going to come up, and the best way to get on his radar as a source. And I think that's why it's really taken off, because people appreciate that inside look. And then the events, the parties, the happy hours, like, that's the icing on the cake, right? It's like, we know these people, let's get everyone together and just have a lot of fun, honestly.
Well, you say too, like, this is further on in my questions, but fuck it, we're doing whatever we want here. It's Friday. So, but you talk about give to get. And I think that's so interesting because, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people slide into your DMs. And I don't know if people say that, but you referenced Mean Girls earlier. And I already know that I love you because you did that. And then you also said something that was very Gen X, and I can't remember it, but I'll come back to it later, or I'll use it in the intro. But it is, you don't just ask for something. Like, don't ask for a favor. If you can't provide value, then get the fuck out. Like, that's my biggest frustration is, like, you have to show up. You have to put in the work. We worked our asses off to get where we are. Yes, we are old. But the fact is like, we did it. And if you want to learn from us, and if you want to emulate what we've done, then you have to be willing to put in the work, and don't just slide in and ask for free advice. Don't ask for, like, I mentor you, or can I make a connection for you? Because guess what that answer is? No.
You're hitting on a lot of things there. So there's like three things I want to comment about that. It's like, one, I have this like 2-hand rule, like, be ambidextrous. You have one hand to ask for help, one hand to offer help. Be ambidextrous. There are so many people who are like, hey, like, I really need help. I am always willing to help someone. But if it's like a very like one-sided relationship, I'm a little bit less apt to do it, especially now where I'm like, time is money, literally, for me. I'm an entrepreneur. I am not on a payroll. You cannot just phone a friend and like ask you for a favor. I actually did a LinkedIn post, and LinkedIn's been so fun for me because I'm just like unabashedly all in. I'm totally unvarnished. I'm just like, fuck it. All the cords are tied. I can say whatever I want. But I literally was like calling myself out. I'm like, why am I such a wimp in asking people for money? Like, I literally will have people from like past lives reach out and it's like, hey, can I pick your brain? Like, or like, hey, I don't have a lot of budget, so like, just want to know like what you think about this PR strategy. It's like, that's what I do for a living, right? So like, I have this like intro booking link. I'm like, here's my intro. Like, I'm like scared to ask people for money. I'm like leaving all this money. So I did an article in Inc. and I was like, hey, you're leaving like $26,000 on the table if you were to take a 30-minute call like 4 times a week for a year, right? Like, don't check me on the math. I'm in PR, but like, truly, like, at some point you're like, hey. And then to your point about like, we've worked for this shit. That's one thing that it's like, the consistency is key. Like, I have killed myself to ensure that every Monday you get an interview from a leading journalist on what's driving their coverage. I spend so much time scouring to come up with the media news. I innovate. Oh, maybe I'll do a live from the newsroom. Oh, maybe I'll do a roundup for, Cannes or South by Southwest. Consistency is the key, because honestly, I'm not the first person to interview journalists. I'm not the last. I'm not the first person to come up with the concept of, media and comms and how to bridge it. There's tons of other folks, but I am unique in that, one, I'm not the one giving you the advice, right? I'm actually like, you hear from the journalist directly, right? Like, we're good. PR people sit this one out for like a second. And then what I would say is like, I really, truly, squirrel, I got distracted, but like, I really just truly feel the consistency is the key. So like Rich DeMuro, from Rich on Tech and KTLA, I interviewed him. He's such a great guy. He's such a nice guy. And I asked him point blank, I was like, listen, like, I'm getting more and more people that are trying to do, the same thing. And he goes, Meredith, him and Brian Sazi, who's in Yahoo Finance, one of my favorite people, is like, you're the OG. You started it first. No one's going to be able to catch up. Like, and Rich was like, consistency is key. He's like, I will be on vacation and be like, hey, I need like 1 or 2 hours to like hit this Substack so that every week the people that have created this habit, this dependency on me, they're expecting that in their inbox. And he's like, listen, sometimes I'm going to miss it and that's okay. We're all humans, but
Yeah.
the consistency is key. And that, to your point, is like, people are like, can I have help? How do I do this? Can I have this? It's like, I'm sitting here doing late nights and weekends.
My God, yes.
Out, and I love it, and I choose to do that. But like, there's no passive aggressive like must be nice. It's like, no, this we're working for this. Like, some days I wake up and I'm in tears and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so far down this path, I will never get back on. And other days I'm like, oh, we're riding. And
Yep.
then again, it's like that roller coaster of emotions for entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Oh, it 100% is. And I love that. So your booking link, people pay for that, right?
So the booking link, it's intro. So it's like video conference booking link. I don't know, Rachel Zoe and like, a few others like start. It's pretty cool. A lot of people are on it. No one uses it. So it's basically like, if you want to book me for like 15 minutes, it's like $50. 30 minutes, it's $100. Like an hour, it's like, $200. Yeah. But like a lot of times what like shocks me is like, it's people at major companies are like, oh, like it asked me for a payment. I'm like, you probably get $200,000 a year plus health insurance, and you want to pick my brain for 15 or 30 minutes where I'm going to give you advice that's literally going to propel you into like the next universe of what you need to do. Like, it's $50, or send me a freaking Starbucks or Dunkin' gift card, right? Like, shit,
Well, Amazon. And the thing is like, I have a feeling you and I are similar. We're going to give shit away for free just by opening our mouths, because we cannot help it. We literally like ideas just fly out of us. Like we just can't stop it. So like, I've done the same thing recently. You want to talk to me? It's $150, man, for 30 minutes. Yeah. You need to raise your prices, quite frankly, because you are a badass. You have a brand. People know the value you have. And like you got a problem with it, then fuck off and go hire Bob over there, who's never left his office, has no network, and quite frankly, like has dandruff, and nobody really wants to talk to him. So
for Bob needs some help. Well, much love to Bob, but I think there's a lot of Bobs, right? And not as many Kims and Merediths. And, there's a lot of really good comms people out there. Yeah. And I do think that they've been emboldened and empowered. Yeah. Like, I love, Perry Hedrick, Crackle PR. He honestly, like, early on when I was getting into LinkedIn, inspired me with some of his posts. He was like, this is the way. And he would just say shit that I'm like, yes, rock on. And there's, so many others that I, follow. And we've created kind of this like LinkedIn community of folks where I'm like, okay, here are the badass comms people. There's still a lot of comms people that are pretty like by the book and conservative. And, whenever I say, holy shit, I get it. They're like, like there's a lot of pearl catching, but I think you kind of find your people. But what's happening, the same way that comms is evolving and you're getting these renegades, and you've got the folks that are, still really good, just, doing it on a more conservative nature, which is totally fine. You're seeing that shift in dynamic with the media too, right? You've got the legacy media, and I hate the term, but the newer media, like Substack, podcast, newsletter, is not new. However, you'd be surprised how many people, and Kim, we had talked about this. What the hell is a Substack, right? Like I did a presentation to a room of 800 last November, and I was like, on show of hands, like who doesn't know what Substack is? So many hands went up. So like, there's a lot of comms people are like, Substack is not new. This is not new media. It's like, yeah, but like for a lot of people, we still haven't rounded that corner. Yeah. Right. So like it's only June 12th. I have received 13 embargoed pitches in the month of June, which is awesome. And I'm super grateful. And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I'm really honestly like making it. But as a PR person, I have received it in the wrong way. So I have received it same day notice, 1 or 2 day notice. I'm like, I'm a one woman show. This is not going to happen. Right. Or I've received it where it says, this news is under embargo until this time, all the news. And I'm like, ooh, if I was a bad person, which I'm not, I could say, I never agreed to that embargo. And I'm a Substacker, and I'm going to hit this out to 70,000, viewers who are going to check this out. So for me, and these are coming from like major PR agencies and brands, I'm like, there's still that education needed. And I just love talking about it, because I'm like, it is new to a lot of people, right? And the ways of working, it is new.
Yeah.
So we don't need to always have like a mic drop moment, or like, like draw a line in the sand. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Like, people are still learning how to do it, and that's fine.
Yeah, but the industry has changed. There's two things I want to comment on. First of all, LinkedIn. I'm not shooting. You stand out because you're authentic. You stand out because you say the shit that should be said, and you say things like with your own voice. It's not AI. It's not AI, and where sentences start with and but and because, and they're short and they seem kind of aggressive, and we don't really understand what it is that you're saying, and it doesn't feel like English because it's written by a robot. And it's your voice, dude. It is your voice. And what's so ironic is that's what, like, it's not ironic. Use the right word, Bodhi. It doesn't matter. But that's what people crave. And you are who you are. It doesn't matter if you're on LinkedIn or TikTok or Substack or whatever. And the other thing I want to say, and then I will shut up because this interview is about you, but is like Substack is like new media, whatever you want to call it. It's just like Reddit. Like, it's just like that is where your people are, is where news is. So it's not the Wall Street Journal where you're paying like God knows how much, like, for an ad or whatever. Like people are finding news in social and like in digital places. And like, as PR people, we have a responsibility to know who the movers and shakers are. God, I'm so old. Like yourself, that are there and have a following. And that's where you go, man. That is news. You make your own news.
Yeah. I love what you said about that too. And like, one thing that, I've said, and it's original to me, and I came up with it because I just genuinely was like, it came to me, and I'm probably in the shower or driving or doing something, but I was like, Substack is the new media holding company. Truly. Right? Like, if you think about it, like, you're getting all these incredible authors and publications and brands and topics, right? It's the new Meredith. It's the new Hearst. Like, it is a new media holding company, because what's happening is, like, you can read about, Extra Credit is all about, travel and food and, great places, or, Up with the Curtains, all about Broadway and Tony's, and all of that stuff, and Bagable, all about, shopping, and The Aisle, it's all about e-commerce and AI. Like, there are any topic or genre that you want, and any style. Right? You've got like the Emily Sundbergs of a world, like she was like, I write the hottest newsletter in business. I'm like, that's fucking hot. I was like, what is the news? And this is years ago, right? What is the newsletter? Feed me. And it's taken off. And she also has that like cool, edgy, voice, and it feels very personal to her. And she's kind of like a mini celebrity where people are like, oh my God, Emily Sundberg, feed me. Myself included, right? Like, but people want to feel connected, right? They don't want to get a regurgitation of news. They want to feel like they're having a conversation with you. So last night I was at an event that I did with Quoted. So many like PR girlies came up to me, and they were so excitable, and they're like, oh my God, we love your newsletter, and like, can we take a quick picture? And I'm like, yes, this is so fun. Selfie. And I'm like, this is what it's all about. And I was like, why do you love the newsletter? Like, great content, right? And they're like, you're just, the way you share it, like, it's easy to follow, it's fun, you're hilarious on LinkedIn, right? Like, I do a lot of like fun and funny content, but like, I think not only, to your point, Kim, meeting people where they are in the journey, but relating to people where they are on the journey. So I'll write a lot of content like about like, hey, layoffs suck, but what sucks more is the people who you once broke bread with not even reaching out to you, right? You know what else sucks is like when you're trying to like manifest the next version of yourself, and you've got the people that should be supportive, not supportive, and you've got like, Jackie from Ohio being like, hey, girl, you're killing it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, Jackie, you're my people now, right? It's like kind of that like finding of new people. So whenever people are like, God, like, what's the first step? I'm like, you just gotta go unabashedly all in. You gotta be authentically you. You gotta not worry about the ick factor. You gotta not worry about like the people in high school that are still following you on Instagram and LinkedIn. Are we still allowing them to follow us on Facebook and Instagram? The amount of people when I post a story that look at the story, but then don't like it when I post it, I'm like, you're watching, and that's fine. Like, should I let you watch at this point anymore? Or should I like rebuild what that looks like? And I think that is what holds so many people back from greatness, Kim. Like, you're like, fuck it. happy hour hustle. I'm watching a podcast. I've got a vibe. I look cool. I've got a cool little background. Like, and I'm just going to do it. A lot of people won't do it because of what they think other people will think. And I was like that at first. Like I was doing these crazy videos where I'm like, never enough. And I'm having my husband with a hairdryer, like blow my hair. And my friends are like, you're fucking nuts. And I'm like, ha ha ha. And then I'm like, you know what? I'll take the nuts all the way to the bank, right? Like, cause I'm creating a brand and you can just kind of do you and I'll do me. And that's it.
And I would just like to point out, if you're doing it right, people will dislike you. You don't put yourself out there and everyone likes you. If that's the case, you're vanilla, man, and no one cares. And you're using AI or Claude or ChatGPT and they're bullshitting like your captions and everything else. And like real is where it's at. And also real is where the haters are. And that's fucking okay. Yeah. You want to hate me? Fucking hate me. You know what that is? That's a you problem, not a me problem.
Yeah.
And it's
Cardi like, I want to thank my haters. Right? Like that's how we got to be.
I'm going to take that clip and we're just going to blast it out. Like, cause that is true. And you know what? Don't block those people that are following you. Cause you know what they're doing? They're sitting at home and they're sad. And they're with like, I don't know, they're 14 kids. I don't know. They just became Amish in my head. And so they've got like all of these children and they're just sitting there thinking like all the things that they wanted to do with their life. But the reason they didn't do it is because they were worried what somebody else would think. And you know what? Life happens in the uncomfortable. And so either get uncomfortable, bitch, or you ain't going to grow. And like what you've done and what you've accomplished and in the failure, one of the things that stuck out for me is like failure is the strategy. I literally said that to you, mic drop. I don't know if the kids are saying that anymore, but I don't care because that is a mic drop.
Yeah. Let's drop the mic.
Yeah. And so I want you to talk about that because failure either paralyzes you or it lights a fucking fire under your ass.
It sure does. I would say that I used to be more scared of failure in the corporate world because you were always worried about, getting laid off, not getting that promotion, being seen as weak. There was always that like intimidation. And I'd read all these things like about how important failure was. And I'm like, yeah, but you made it, Sarah Blakely, right? So it's okay for you to talk about failure because you fucking made it. You're a unicorn. You're a billionaire. Like, cool, girl. But what was happening was like normal people, everyday people weren't talking about failure. So it felt very like, uneven with like who was talking about it, who is not. And I definitely was one of those where I was like, failure. Yeah, sure. But I'm not going to fail. I was always exceeds expectations and until a point where that didn't actually matter and you kind of your ticket gets punched anyway, right? And you're like, I did everything right. And I think there was this like point in my career where I was like, I've done everything right. I'm a good person. I'm a loyal person. I'm a hard worker. Like, again, like I always talk about like, firstborn daughter, Aries from New Jersey. Like that is like the triple threat right there. Right. Like I am like, if I'm in your corner, I am so fucking in your corner. Like
you're like, I have a shiv and I will shiv someone.
I raise you up, like whatever. You kind of cross me and, I'll be petty and that's it. Right. Like, so it's hard to get back on that side because I'm a feelings-based person. Like I've always been told I was an emotional leader and that was told to me in a negative way. You're an emotional leader. It's not a good thing. I would say it's actually what's propelled me to success in this new era of Meredith in the media. So, they can take that emotional feedback and stick it. But no, truly, I think never take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. So in my career, I've been told you're a fast talker. You say like a lot. You don't want to come off like too excitable or I forget the word because I've kind of blacked it out of my head, but, come off as like flippant and silly. And I'm like, that's incredibly offensive, right? Like, I'm a woman, like I've got, big energy, big smile. I'm a personable person. So I'm offended that you're using my, personality traits to define, how I am as a leader, that I'm too emotional to do this. I mean, in corporate, there's a little bit of that, emotionless soldier that, has to, grind on to be successful. And I did that for 20 years. And it just feels very freeing to be in a position where I can, really, truly be myself. And it has inspired others. I've had so many people come up to me in person or online and say like, you've really inspired me, and I'm really going to try something new. And I appreciate that, because honestly, I'm doing this, for myself, for my family, but I honestly saw this point in comms and media and just the corporate industry where I'm like, God, we are hurt. We're hurting. We're all really hurting. Some of us are really faking it. There's a lot of like smiling and dialing to the point where you're like, I'm good. No, everything's fine. It's like, you're not fine. I can see you're not fine. And then you're talking shit about your company, and then you're posting great things about your company. So you're literally like pouring like gasoline on that toxic fire and making it seem like it's fucking awesome. Stop doing that. You don't owe them anything, because they sure as shit don't think they owe you anything else. So it's like, I think everyone has to kind of learn it in their own way, though. Probably 10 years ago, I don't know that I'd be sitting here as kind of like, boisterous and confident. I mean, I've always been boisterous and confident, but like, and saying like, just go out and do it. I am not saying go quit your job tomorrow. It's actually a really bad market. So if you are not fit for entrepreneurship and you don't want to do the hustle of, the new media, stay in your job and find other ways to like
find fulfillment elsewhere.
Yes. But I am saying, like, it's kind of like now or never. Like, life passes you by really quick. And I do think that people that kind of, lurk and, lurk silently and don't cheer internally feel a type of way. And what I would say to them is like, release yourself in whatever way possible. It doesn't have to be like, like a burn your bra, we ride at dawn, like in like a loud way. Find a way that you can release yourself from this, like, inner demon holding you back from greatness, because so many people have great ideas and want to do great things. And they're just scared to do it. And I think, at the end of my life, may that be long, and maybe on, Smucker's 100th birthday. I want to look back and say I have no regrets. And I think a lot of people, unfortunately, head into their, end of life with a lot of regrets. And may it be June 12th, may it be July 13th, August 5th, pick a date and just kind of be like, this is my time. Like, by this time, if things don't get better, I'm making this change, and this is what that change is going to look like.
And I think, first of all, lurk is such a great word. Lurk. I just like, if anybody knows how to spell it, I mean, I do, but I was like a runner up in a spelling bee, and by that I was like a substitute that never even saw the light of day. But like, it wasn't great. I do think though, like what you said about, we are the ones that hold ourselves back. It is not other people. So I tell, a lot of times I tell women all the time, you have to fake it. You have to fake it to make it. And that's going to require you like, projecting the confidence that quite frankly, you probably don't have. And like, but just do it, because when you do it long enough, you're going to finally believe it. And also surround yourself with the truth tellers, like the Merediths of the world and the Bodhies of the world, because we're going to tell you exactly what we think, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. And the best thing that ever happened to me, and I've had my business for 19 years, is when I've had other women say, pull your head out of your ass, Bodhi. What are you doing, man? And you know what? That's what you need. Those are the people you need in your world. Not the ones that tell you like, you're doing great, honey. Because you're not. You're not doing great.
The only thing I would change about that would be, because, like, fake it till you make it has been kind of like, the saying forever. And I do not take credit for this saying. I wish I could give credit to someone that said it first. So if anyone knows right now, believe it until you achieve it is the new mindset. It's believe it until you achieve it is the new fake it till you make it. Because at the end of the day, don't fake anything. Like, actually, don't fake anything, because you want to be real and authentic and like figure it out. Believe it. So honestly, like the manifestation, like I remember J-Lo was like, I manifest everything. I'm like, okay, J-Lo, Jenny from the block. Truly though, like I started really being like, I have no vision board. There's nothing on my walls. Like I worked at Pinterest and cool, but like I still don't have a vision board. It's all inside, right? So when I get like super excited or super motivated, I will go down this like rabbit hole of like, here's where I want to be. Here's what I want to do. I'll submit myself. I'll pitch myself. I'll do this. I come up with an idea. I phone a friend. I say this. I just write a post, right? I'm almost like this spontaneous combustion of like inspiration ideas when it happens. There's other times where I'm like, I don't even know what my name is. Eeyore kind of walking down the aisle. Like, I don't know what to do. And that's okay too. But believe it. Like, I believe in myself. I believe in Meredith in the media. I believe in what people are telling me. Every time I meet someone, whether it's online or in real life, they give me that like dopamine hit of like,
Yeah.
you got to keep doing this, right? And I look at my spreadsheet and I'm like, I'm killing it. And I look at the spreadsheet the next month and I'm like, I'm getting killed. But truly, it's one of those things where it brings me a lot of joy to bring other people joy. And I think if you're a good person and you do good things, like, I truly believe you're kind of going to get it back.
Well, and I think too, like, no one's coming to save you but you.
Oof, I say that a lot. It's so
Yeah.
true.
And it is like, you can't, no one's going to come and pull you out of the hole, man. Like, you're going to fail, and you're going to fail huge, like horrible, horrible shit. Like, you had a post where you talked about, like, I looked at my bank account and I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
and like, but at the end of the day, like, you know why you have that confidence? Because you know you're capable of it, Meredith, and you did it. And you're like, you know what? One thing that I'm not going to allow happen, I'm not going to fucking fail. And if I fail, it's going to be something I learn from. But when I started my own business and everyone was like, why are you doing it? And I said, because if anybody's going to be responsible for my success, it's going to be me, because I know me, and I will bust my ass to get to where I want to be. And no one else is going to be, I'm not going to rely on this person or be beholden to this person, or I can't do it because this person's standing in my way, because the only person that's going to stand in my way is me. And that's not going to happen. And I just want more people to own that. And and like you said it, like, be a good person.
Yeah, there's so much imitation and copycats, and it can become like very debilitating, right? Like, I've got a friend who's got a platform, and there's like 5 other platforms with the same exact name and phrase, and I was like, listen, you could always change. She's like, no, I was the first one to have this. I am not changing it. This is my identity. This is it. I'm holding the line, right? Like, I think it's one of those things where I've also had other folks come up to me and say, like, you've inspired me. And I'm like, amazing. And they're like, so I started the same thing. I'm like, okay. And like, can I pick your brain about it? I'm like, no. Right? Like, so it's
actually, here's my link, and it's going to be $2,000.
Yeah. So I'm like, listen, like, again, I will never hold anyone back from trying something. I actually welcome like the healthy competition. I want there to be many other forms. There's incredible comms and media and former and current journalists that are launching stuff. I've got some exciting news, that I'll be hitting out, that journalists are coming to me with what they're doing. And I am totally pumped and excited about it. And you can't get distracted by this person's coming up on your left, or thought they're a friend, but they're doing the same thing you're doing, or I see a little bit of what I'm doing creeping into that. Like, that can't detract you. I mean, I'm always like, okay, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Chipotle, Taco, like, everyone's doing it, right? Like, let's not like make it seem like this competition isn't everywhere, right? Like, and so we've got to embrace the competition. We've got to embrace the copycat. We've got to look at it as like, imitation is the greatest form of flattery, right? Because if we're a pessimist, everything is shit. If we're an optimist, we've got this. It's a mindset thing too. And I think if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to like do your own thing, part of it is a mindset. It's a mental fuck, truly. Like, again, you and I have talked about this. It's like, some days I am like king of the world. Other days I'm like at the bottom of the ocean, like as like a bottom feeder. Like, I really truly want people to understand that it's not all like, beautiful earrings and like glowing skin. Like, you should have seen me this morning. I look like a chihuahua that have been like, mangled and like not washed for like a few days, right? Like, perception is important, but so is reality, right?
Yeah,
so like,
sometimes I'm like, did I shower?
Content on like, I'm thriving, but like, hey, like I also am at a point where I'm in survival mode too.
And I also think you do need those days. Like, I think I get really frustrated with myself when I take those days where I'm like, I'm going to sit in bed and I'm probably going to play my zombie killing game, because I'm a weird fucking gamer. And I do that. And like, some people have reality TV and I have violent video games. I mean, it's just a thing. It's a choice. But like, I'm like, well, I didn't get anything accomplished today. No, man, you did. You let your brain rest. And that's okay. Because when you are somebody that goes, if you don't take that time to like fucking crash sometimes and, kill zombies or watch like, I don't know, like whatever, Love Island, like you're just not gonna survive. And we have to give ourselves permission to have that. Like, just who gives a fuck? So
Yeah. I had some people say like, I made it a point to post on LinkedIn every single day. And here's what I found. It's like, cool, but like, don't do that just to do that and like check a goal. Like for me,
Yeah.
I do post a lot on LinkedIn, but like I post either if it's something I know is coming up or if like the mood hits me. Some of my most viral posts have been like 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I just fucking, I'm like, something happened, something inspired me, and I just hit it. And it's like, boom, 100,000 views. I'm like, all right. All right, I see you. Bob
Mhm.
over there is like,
Bob with the dandruff. Sorry,
you know, like, but poor Bob.
Yeah.
But truly, I think that it's like, you know, there's a lot of folks that are like, how do you do it? How are you doing it? One, I didn't have a choice, right? I got, you know, put into like a horrific job market, and you know, it's kind of like sink or swim, baby. What are you gonna do? The second is just my personality and, you know, who I am. Like, I'm very okay, like, you know, being in front of the camera. I'm confident, but I'm also like, okay, making a fool of myself, right? Like, I don't take life too seriously. And three, I feel I've proven myself. So it's like, you know, I have a lot of folks who, not a lot of folks, there's a few folks who have like come to me more recently, and I'm like, welcome to the party, right? Like, I would have invited you to this table 2 years ago, and now that the table looks like it's decorated and there's some hung lights, now you want to come sit at the table.
Yeah.
So and I
Yeah.
welcome, all are welcome at my table.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear. All are welcome at my table. But you better believe that those who were there early and helping me, it's kind of like the little red hen. Who will help me bake the bread? Not I said this, not I said that, right? Like, and now all of a sudden everyone wants to be part of this like incredible, you know, media mill operation. It's like, who was there early on helping me grind the mill, you know, do all that. I wish I remembered the book so I can do some better analogies.
I mean,
but
I
like,
really would like you to too, because I don't remember the red hen, but apparently the red hen talked to a lot of very interesting people who did not help them.
I honestly, like, and now you've inspired me. I'm going to do a post on it. But like, truly, like the book of the little red hen, basically, she wants to make bread, and she asks all these other animals, like, will you help me, like, carry the water, mill the dough, you know, pound all this stuff. Everyone's saying, not I said the duck, not I said the pig, not I said the spider. Then slowly but surely the bread's baked and people can smell it. And oh, who wants some bread? I do. No, you did not help me mill the, you know, bread. No, you did not help me carry the water. And she sits at the table either by herself or with the people who are willing to do it. And the lesson was like, you got to be part of this from the jump. Like, if you say to me, Kim, you're like, you know what? I've had this podcast and it's been successful, but like, I'm going to try something completely new. I'm going to do live TV. I'd be like, no one but you could do this. Your podcast already kills it. You've got the personality for it. You're super cute. You look like, I'd be like, yes, let's go. People would say, ooh, live TV is kind of a dying medium. Like, don't you think podcast is better? And like, you don't have enough money, Kim, to do, like, you want to make sure those detractors are as far out of your kind of circle and proximity as possible. So like surrounding yourself, like, you know, this is not new advice, but surrounding yourself with people that believe in you. Again, I think unfortunately, a lot of the people that you're going to see believing in you is people you haven't met yet. People who are meeting this new version of you. And I really wish that the family and friends and former colleagues, like, not everyone's going to be happy for you, and that's fine, right? Like, you know, from Seinfeld, it's like, for the cheers to those that wish us well, and to those that don't, can go to hell. You know, like, I think we just have to be like, it's disappointing that people from past chapters might not be cheering as loudly for you. But that's okay, because if you truly want to get into your next season, into your next chapter, you're going to have new main characters, right? You got to have the main character energy, and you got to introduce new characters into the story. Full stop.
I think it's hard for women, and we are going to do a lightning round, which I cannot wait to see what flies out of your mouth. It's going to be my most favorite thing ever. But I think that's really hard for women because we're very loyal, but sometimes you just got to let the wrong people go. And you said something like, some of those people won't even be in your life yet. And you got to be open to that, because you know what? You might meet the person at the age of 47, which is my age, 47, that is like, you know, like your best, like will become you're like your main character, a staple
Yeah.
in your life. And just because they weren't there for the 30 years prior doesn't mean shit, man. Like it doesn't. So like be okay with that. You don't have to be like a dude who holds on to his like toxic fucking friends since high school or middle school. Like, how's that served up? Well, not great with the
Yeah,
world.
that
So
doesn't age well. Yeah.
no,
All right,
no.
lightning round. All right.
Okay, you ready for this? Um, yes, so I'm just going to ask this. Did I write them in a notebook? Yes, because I am also old, in case we didn't cover that. There are so many Gen X references in here that this will be my most favorite podcast ever. Okay, favorite snack?
Haribo gummy bears.
Good one. Okay, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Wallpaper?
Yes.
Yes. Guilty pleasure?
Sleeping, napping. I love naps.
Oh, God. Okay, favorite musical?
Oof. Phantom of the Opera. When that chandelier comes, dun 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 dun. I'm like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Favorite restaurant? I mean, you are in New York, so come on.
I had to pass on that because I know I should say something Jersey and Italian. And I'm just gonna fuck that up. So
Fashion staple? The hat. I thought you would say the hat. Okay, favorite swear word?
fuck.
I mean, it's just so good.
So good. It's
Like
so
when
good.
you say it and everyone's just like, oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
relevant in any fucking way that you position the fucking sentence,
Yeah.
right? Like it can go. I know we all don't know pronouns, nouns, adjectives, all of that, but it literally,
Arm me out.
fuck, it's a sentence.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's a
Yeah.
sentence. Or oh
It is.
fuck, it's an expression, right? A reaction. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. Well, as you know, I love everything about you, and we really do need to get you a hat sponsor. Like, what the fuck? I would like an entire room in your house that just has to be dedicated to the hats.
Just
Like
dedicated.
like God,
Yeah.
like
I do. Like I said, I have like a hat wall. Like I
Yeah.
like painted an accent wall, put some fun things. My husband did
Yeah.
like the hooks and all of that. So
Mhm.
once I get a few more hats, like, and again, I want to get some really, really unique and different ones
Yeah.
just because, now the
Yeah.
expectation is that I have the hat. So
Well,
like when I'm
obviously.
going to the gala, what am I wearing? I gotta, not a
I think it needs to
fascinator. I
click
got
though.
maybe like a mini hat fascinator. Like actually that's fun. That would be like really cute. Can you imagine?
Also,
mini-
I think this is something you should sell. Like you should create like your entire a hat line. I want you to have a Meredith in the Media hat line, and I want fasteners to be something that we can add on to those, because you know how they always have like, the like on yours you have like the, I don't know, it looks like a belt. I know that's not what the fuck it's called, but I
Yeah.
can't think what it's
This
called.
one has
And
yeah,
like
I like this one
you can
sleek.
attach right on there, or you could change it out.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot of ideas, a lot of things that we can do.
Yeah, I love all this. Well,
You heard it here
there's
first.
nothing-
You heard it here first. Happy
Yeah,
hour.
there's nothing you can't do, and I truly 100% believe that. So, I'm gonna link everything to everything in you, and like, you know what, people, go pay for the fucking Substack. Don't be a cheap asshole. And if you want to talk to Meredith, she's gonna start charging $1,000 an hour. So, you heard that here first. So, yeah. So you are amazing. You are the best. What you're doing is awesome, and like you're setting such a great example for, well, everybody who is like so stuck and doesn't know how to be them or themselves.
Happy to help get anyone unstuck. Listen, I talk about it all the time. I'm like, get your house in order, figure it out. Like, where are you now? Where do you want to be? And more than half the people that follow me are comms professionals. I'm like, did you ever think about writing a comms plan for yourself? Right? Like, it's like the same way that you'd be promoting that brand, that executive, like, do it for yourself, right? Like it works. You know what to do. Now just like focus inward.
Yeah. I love when the jersey comes out, by the way.
Oh God, what did I say? Which
Nothing.
word?
It just like sometimes like that you can just hear like the accent. The accent just comes, and it's just absolutely magical. It's just magic.
Oh, I heard accent magical. I heard some Michigander in there.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I take on other people's accents, which is like not an asshole thing to do at all, especially when you're in Ireland in a pub in like the old country.
We all should let it know. I was on the Under Embargo podcast with Becca and Parry, and Parry goes, "Where are you from?" And Becca goes, "You kidding me? You can't hear that accent? Coffee, water, draw." I'm like, whoa.
I mean, you did reference Snippy early on, and I was like, come on, people. If you don't get it, then you're not really paying attention. So
Yeah. It was funny. I sent Nick from Fortune after he wrote that I was occasionally profane. I sent him a TikTok with Tony Soprano, and it's like when you get the jersey out of me, he's like, "What are you fucking talking about? You fucking kidding me?" And and he's laughing. He's like, "You're insane." I'm like, "You ain't seen nothing yet." But,
you're like, I am who I am, and I love it. So
yeah.
okay, you're amazing. You're the best.
You're amazing. You're the best too.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
for the
will.
opportunity.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
fun.
my God, fuck yes. Anytime I can have a badass woman on here that shows other women how to be badasses,
Yeah.
like
The more we can normalize it and be like, look, this is fun, and like have a little fun, and don't be worried about the people that are like, tisk tisk. You said a
yeah, because
curse
there's
word.
enough of us, crazy ass,
Yeah.
like Michiganders and New Jersey
Yeah.
ins,
I wish
whatever
we
you're
were closer, because we would have
Yeah.
iced red wine and extra
Send me
dirty
close to mine.
martinis like
Yeah,
crazy.
I bring the tequila too because since perimenopause, that shit's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I might be that. I'm 43. So like, I feel like I'm like
yeah.
approaching those again. I had to draw my jawline all of a sudden,
Yeah.
because who knows where this stuff comes from.
You're
There's
gonna
a
have to
few
start like makeup videos, so like I can just follow them and be like, so how do
like,
you put your
here's how
eyebrows?
you create that cheekbone
Yeah.
that you want,
Yeah.
or here's how to get, whoa, you know?
What the fuck's going on with this, Meredith?
Yeah.
What is this? And then we can just all submit questions. I
We
like
can
this
just all
idea.
do it. So there's a
Yeah.
few, badass women that I should probably just like call out for you.
Do
It
it.
doesn't have to be on the pod.
Oh
Like,
no,
I
it's
don't
gonna
have
be
to
on
be
the pod.
edited, but
Yeah.
so my business partner, Amanda Coffey, she's awesome. She's been like my like savior. Godfrey, who's got Off the Record, Katie Boyson, who does the Smart and Public podcast,
Yeah.
Becca Chambers, who's the Under Embargo with Parry, Leah Rosenberg, who has just been really supportive, Jamie Leskowski at Walmart, who's just been since my day one and was like, you got to do the Meredith in the media. There's so many women who just have supported me and been awesome. Carly Martinetti, Sarah Evans. I don't even want to miss any, because there's so many women who have been in my corner and helped me out and, been part of that ride.
Mhm.
It's been so rewarding and so gratifying and so fun. And I think, when you find your people and you find those people and they're constantly like in your corner and cheering for you,
Yep.
nothing feels better.
Nope.
And it's like truly authentic. You're truly pumped for each other. You truly just want to do good shit, and you're like, yeah, you're doing it. And then again, you think about some of the other folks that you're like, look what I'm, forget it. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, again, like, redefine your circle,
Yeah.
redefine what your success looks like, and redefine who you want to be, and get rid of that fake it till you make it, believe it until you achieve it.
I love that. And also, I would like to say, I think the next thing too is holding a conference with all of these women.
Oh,
Retreat, and
100%.
there's
Yeah.
tequila, and there are dirty martinis, and yes, there are iced red wine. You haters out there.